All right, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to a special night here. We got Pink Night between St. Genevieve and Park Hills, a MAFC MAAA conference battle. And we have a special night here tonight. Not only is it Pink Night, as the JV is finishing up their game. Not only is it Pink Night, but we're going to celebrate the 35th anniversary team. We're going to celebrate both class of 1979 and 1980. Back-to-back state title teams, and as soon as this game concludes, we're going to bring you live coverage of that short ceremony, and then we're going to bring you the game. And during the game, we're going to have some color commentating by Janet Meyer-Schwint, who is a part of that team, a senior on that team. And we're going to talk a little bit about those seasons as we give you a little play-by-play coverage. So, exciting night here for St. Genevieve, and we're happy to celebrate on homecoming week these ladies who really have did amazing things while they were here in high school, not just on the volleyball court, but in the classroom and now in the community. And a lot of these ladies have stuck around, and some have traveled from a long way away. So we're excited to have them here, and we're excited to bring this to you.
Yeah, Kyle, this was a great idea brought forth by someone. I'm not sure who decided to honor this at this time, but it is going to be real nice to be able to honor those ladies, and also to have Janet tonight, Janet Meyer-Schwint, to help you out, who was on those teams, and she'll probably be able to interject quite a few things regarding those seasons in general. And, you know, for those of you at home, if you're watching, it should be a fun night to see some good volleyball, as well as touch base with maybe some people that won those first couple of championships back in 79 and 80.
Right, and we want to welcome those of you. There's several of you I know that were unable to attend because you live out of town, and several of you live out of state. I know we had one in California, one in Montana, and we hope you can enjoy this from the comfort of your own living room or your kitchen, whatever, and hopefully this brings back some good memories for all of you. We are at game point here in the JV game, and the ceremony will start immediately following this game, and that is, it's hard to tell who's who. We got pink nights, so both teams are decked in pink, but the team with the darker pink jerseys are St. Genevieve squad. So they are receiving the serve as we speak. There's the set. Back row kill from Lamadier, tip at the net, and that is ball game. And that's a St. Genevieve Dragon victory. And now we're going to get set to recognize. Sorry, I'm breathing heavy. I was running up and down the steps, but that will bring us to the ceremony here in the Peggy J. Johnson Gym, fittingly named after a great coach who was one of the key reasons why these ladies that you're about to see on the court here were able to do what they were able to do. So, without further ado, I'm going to take you to the PA, and Mike McDaniel is going to introduce these ladies.
Ladies and gentlemen, we would like to take this opportunity to recognize and celebrate the 35th anniversary of the 1980 Volleyball State Championship team. This evening we invited members of the 1979 and 1980 State Championship Volleyball teams in order to join us. Several members of those teams are here this evening. At this time, we'd like to recognize members from those two state championship teams. When your name is called, please step forward. Gail Stoll-Barr. Renee Grimminger. Karen Mueller. Amy Bosler. Janet Schwint. Teresa Scher. Linda Roth. Paula Benny. Karen Kendall. Jerry Diesel. And last but definitely not least, bus driver Sally Cash. How about a nice round of applause for our guests this evening, winners of the 1979 and 1980 state championship volleyball teams at SGDragons.
That was a special moment for those ladies, and good to see the student body up there in front. And them ladies probably didn't think they'd ever get a standing ovation again, but tonight was the night, and it's well deserved. And we congratulate them on all their accomplishments, not just here at St. Genevieve, but everything they've done since graduating and leaving these walls here. There you see we got our students down there getting ready to welcome our varsity team out onto the court, making a tunnel, and down there having some fun with the selfie stick. And you just saw the 1979-1980 St. Genevieve Hunters, and now you're going to see the 2015 version of the St. Genevieve Dragons. The alumni group that just got introduced were down there as part of the tunnel. That was pretty cool to see them getting involved, and hopefully they stick around and take in a good volleyball game here tonight as St. Genevieve looks to improve their record to 15-4. So they've had a good season so far, and got a lot to look up to with those ladies that are leaving the court right now. Had a little technical difficulty there. I apologize. We did get to hear the whip and nay-nay, and unfortunately, some of them ladies from those state championship games didn't stay out there and show us their moves, Russ.
Well, yeah, I know. It's a shame. I'm sure, you know, looking at them, you can tell just by the way they walk out there. A couple of them had some really nice height. You know, I bet those were really some fun teams to watch.
Yeah, I've heard a few things about those teams through the years, and they had a couple big hitters on the outside and a really strong defense, and Coach Johnson, I was able to talk to those ladies down in the hospitality room a while ago, and I mean, Coach Johnson isn't with us anymore, but there was not a ill word spoken of her, and they just not only respected her as a coach, but loved her as a person, and they all said that she was like a second mother to them. So
right.
It's good to see those bonds form between coaches and players, and seeing those players get together again and reunite and reminisce about some of their playing days. And
sure.
It was really cool to see.
You know, I know that they have that bond because of everything they've been through to win the state championships, and that is something that you'll never forget. You'll never forget the feeling that you had the things that happened are so vivid at the time. I know I had the luxury of coaching cross country with Coach Brian Jett the first year that they won the state cross country title. And there's not a minute of that whole day that I don't recall and remember as vividly as if it happened yesterday. I think at this time, I do notice that Janet Meyer-Schwint is here, so I am going to pass my headset over as she gets ready to settle herself down, so you guys can talk a little bit about, you know, what has gone on in the past and probably about some of the other athletes that played with her and the state championships in general. So, Kyle, I know I'll enjoy listening and watching and have fun.
All right, so here we're going to bring in Janet. Janet, class of 1981, on both of those state championship teams. She's trying to situate her purse. And here she is, Miss Janet Schwint, Janet Meyer-Schwint. I'll use that maiden name tonight just so some of you that might be listening at home know who we're talking about. Might be years since you've heard that voice, but she's still as beautiful as ever.
You're lying. But thank you.
Janet, how cool was that?
That was really awesome. It's great to be here in this aspect. I've been with the district for a long time, but being recognized for something that you accomplished during your high school years makes a huge difference.
Yeah, I talked to some of the current players earlier today, and they were excited to see everybody and just kind of, maybe not meet them, but just see them, because I know it's kind of nostalgic when you see these banners on the walls and you see those years listed up there underneath the volleyball emblem, and these girls see that state championship, and it's something that every kid dreams about and every kid strives for, and they practice their butts off to try to get there. And for so many, it never becomes a reality, but for you guys were fortunate enough to get to that level and that status. And tell us a little bit about those years.
It was tough. I'm gonna say that. Peggy was an awesome coach. She was hard, scared a lot of us when we were younger, but she knew how to pull out of the girls what she wanted. She knew the limitations that she had with them. So she progressed every year. If you look at the stats in the history of volleyball here from when she started, it just went up. I know there were a couple teams prior to us that went to state. One did place third, one didn't place at all. But it was a progression, and it continually went forward, and she knew how to do it.
Yeah, I've talked to a lot of your teammates either through the internet and trying to get a hold of some of them, or even in the hospitality room. And the word that always came up was she was like a mother. She would yell she would yell at you when you messed up, but she would be the first to hug you when something went wrong.
That is for sure. She truly did. She took care of all of us. We were all very special in her heart. That we saw too later on in years, even after we graduated, and when she had to leave coaching, and we had the opportunity to go visit her and see her and bring our own children for her to see and their accomplishments. She was like a mother. She was like a grandma to them.
And you were part of the you were part of both teams, obviously, but you were a senior on the 80 team. It's nice to see a lot of the members of the 79 team came also, as they were the first to reach that milestone. And I'm sure it was nice for you as an underclassman having those players that kind of would pass the torch to you, to kind of look to them for guidance and leadership and show you how it was done.
I tell you, they were an amazing group of girls back then. It was a team. There was never a single person by themselves on there. It was truly a team. We supported each other. We constantly pushed each other, and Peggy made sure of that. She made sure we realized it was never single. It was always team. So it was cool. It was especially getting to see Paula Benny, one of our big hitters back then. Paula has been away from this area for a long time. She comes back home to visit family, but we don't get to see her much. And so it was awesome to get to see her tonight.
Yeah, Coach Nix, our athletic director, got a call, I think, on Wednesday, or maybe earlier in the week, but basically said, hey, I'm Paula Benny, I'm part of that team, and I live in California, and I'll be there.
Yeah, it was. It was amazing to hear that, and she was going to come home for it. And when she found out about it, she didn't hesitate. She knew she wanted to come home and see people again.
Yeah, that's so awesome, and I know you got some other teammates following online, and we want to welcome them. And sorry you couldn't be a part of it live, but hopefully seeing it and seeing some of those faces again brings back some good memories.
It brings back a lot of wonderful memories. Pulling out the old stats and the old programs that I had from back then was really amazing. I guess when you look at it as a player, when you play, you play to win. You play the game, you're determined, you finish one game, you move on to the next. You don't pay attention as much to the stats and how everything lies. So going back and looking at all that and seeing some of the stats were pretty amazing. One thing I didn't realize was that from 1976 through 1980, my last year as a senior, the St. John volleyball team had not lost a conference game. They were undefeated conference-wise for 5 years straight.
Wow.
So, I mean, when you look at stats like that, you go back and you see those things. It was pretty amazing.
And there were some good volleyball teams in that area during that time, too. I just looking at some of the MAAA record books I've had a chance to look at over the last few years when I've been tinkering in this business, but there was good volleyball back in that day. It's not like you were just rolling over pushovers. You guys had to be a pretty talented squad.
Well, I would have to say we were very fortunate. We did have a lot of talent, and I think everybody used it to their max, which was really awesome.
Yeah, you got a good coach and you got good leaders on your team. It's amazing what you can get out of a certain amount of talent, that's for sure. You never know what you can do until you put your nose to the grindstone and you get it done.
That is very true. I watch a lot of these girls. I've seen, I had the privilege, something Peggy taught me was a love for the sport. And when I finished, I moved back to the area. I started reffing. I reffed for 13 years. She taught me a love for a sport that I wanted to stay involved for a long time. So reffing for 13 years and then coaching club ball for 7 years after that yet. So it's in your heart and it's hard to get out.
Yeah, and that's one thing that's changed substantially over the years is these kids, they start playing now when they're 5, 6 years old, a lot of them, and they play all the way through. Did you ever play volleyball before middle school or high school?
I did not. Back then, there was really nothing prior to high school. So you walked in your freshman year and you played. I know in coaching club ball, I've seen some girls. It has its pros and cons. I love it. I did enjoy it. I support it. But I've seen girls who max out prior to, which is really kind of hard to before they get to this point. So you always wonder sometimes if, where their heart goes with it. Sometimes the heart and the desire is not as much there as they get older. But I tell you, I see a group of girls now that have a huge desire for it. And I think they could do well.
Yeah, it's definitely changed, but and you had, like you said, you had an opportunity to coach that club ball, that lower level stuff, and pass on that passion, and it's really cool to see these kids really grow a love for the game. And I know a lot of times some people complain because they don't get to play all the sports, or they spend so much time in one sport, but to see them truly have a passion for this sport, and I'm a little biased because I love watching high school volleyball. I think it's one of the most exciting sports to watch, but I mean, to see these kids and the passion they have for the sport, especially here in St. Genevieve, and that's part of the tradition that you guys helped to build, but they just they just absolutely adore the sport, and it's fun to see it.
It is. It is. I know we have a wonderful group of girls on this team this year. They're very passionate about it. They've been in club ball. They've been playing volleyball for a long time. They truly do love it. And this is a sport that's become so much more fast-paced even since I've played. The rally scoring has really made a huge difference in how they play.
Definitely.
And the intensity of it.
Yeah, there's no side outs anymore, and every point is an actual point, and it's,
Yeah.
like you said, it's just, I mean, we've seen some rallies so far this year. It's just like the ball never wants to hit the ground, and these kids, they scrap and they claw, and kind of like what it was in your day. The conference is very competitive again. It was down for a few years, and now it's back up again, and it's good to see a high-quality volleyball on both sides of the net, and anytime you get that, it leads to an exciting evening.
Oh, it does. That is for sure. When you see a good rally going, that's some good intense ball, and you know the girls are determined. They're putting their whole heart and soul into it, which is amazing to watch. The intensity of it, I think, is what I enjoy the best. Is when you see girls and you can watch the determination in their eyes. And when they watch that ball, it floors me sometimes.
Yeah, and to see them grow from the lower levels, up from freshman up to the junior varsity level and into the varsity level, and the speed of the game just keeps getting faster and faster and faster. By the time these girls are juniors and seniors, you can, like you said, you can just see the hunger in their eyes, and they've worked for, a lot of them have worked for a decade at this, and you know, to see the fruits of their labor kind of come to fruition, it's a pretty neat thing.
It is a neat thing. I'll tell you what was really awesome too for us, since we didn't have that prior to high school, Peggy always wanted to make sure we were exposed to a lot of different versions of balls. So she would even haul us on the bus and take us to college games. We even had the opportunity to go to St. Louis and watch the USVBA, the Olympic team, play when I was in high school. Peggy wanted to make sure we could see the capability that was out there for us. I think she did that mainly, too, for a lot of us who don't have the height. At that time,
Who are you talking about, Janet?
Yeah, there's a whole story behind that one. There was I apologize, I don't remember her name. There was a setter defense on the team, and she only stood 5'2", and she was on the Olympic team.
Really?
Peggy wanted us to see how it doesn't matter. If you've got the love, if you've got the intensity, and you're willing to work hard, it can happen. And I think that helped a lot of us with that, seeing the intensity of the different levels.
Yeah, it's really fun to watch these girls grow and progress, and we've had a couple girls in the last couple of years go and play junior college ball that I've had a chance to go watch, and even to see the jump from varsity high school volleyball to the JUCO level, it's really impressive.
Oh,
so I can only imagine what that championship level looks like.
It's pretty amazing if you ever really get the opportunity. I know I love catching it if I can, watching it on TV, watching some college ball, and just the intensity is so much fun. I know my daughters played in high school. A couple of them didn't play all the way through, but you know, they loved it. They continued with it. They did some intramural ball in college, which has been fun to watch. So they had that intensity as well.
Yeah, and to see those kids carry it with them, like you talked about earlier with yourself, to see them carry it with them after they leave here and spread their knowledge to other kids and spread the love, the passion to the other kids, it's really a blessing.
I think that's a big one, because any sport, of course, volleyball is my love, but any sport teaches you discipline, and it teaches you determination, and that's a big one. It's a big lesson learning for life.
Absolutely. And you are two of those daughters you were talking about are here tonight, I believe.
Yeah, yes, they are. My youngest one, Emily, and my oldest one, Sarah, are both here this evening with me sharing. They were just really tickled that we were being honored tonight, and they wanted to be here and share that with me.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. We got a lot of family members from the teammates here tonight, we got husbands and children, and it's cool to see this being a family affair, and that's what it's all about.
It is cool. I mean, it's awesome for some of us. I have a niece that plays and has played for a long time, is senior this year, Riley Meyer. And I know a couple of my teammates, Renee Grimminger has a niece that plays, Hannah Giesler, and Carrie Mueller, also Emma Bosler. It's fun because this is part of our life, and now it's fun to watch it be a part of theirs.
Yeah, family tradition in a lot of ways, especially here in St. Genevieve. It's nice to see people when they stay close to home and raise their families here because they know it's a great place to grow up because they went through it and they can't see themselves anywhere else. So it's awesome to see when they stick around and their kids kind of take over and follow in their footsteps and do some of the great things that they did when they were in high school.
It is. It's a lot of fun to be able to share that with family, to be able to develop that with them.
Okay, we're going to switch gears here right now, and we'll talk more about those teams as we go through the evening. But right now, we got the starting lineups for tonight's contest, so we'll take you down to the mic in the PA with Mike McDaniel to give you the starting lineup for tonight's game after the national anthem.
Stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight. How the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' flash glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Welcome to today's contest between the visiting Central Lady Rebels and your SGDragons.
I think she videotaped it.
First, let's get started with the visiting Central Lady Rebels. Number 1, senior Alan Grimminger.
It was cool though.
Number 3, sophomore.
I didn't even notice that though until I sat up here.
Number 4, sophomore Allie
Yeah,
Nelson.
it was cool.
Number 5,
Just to be.
sophomore Brooklyn Pace. Number 20,
I haven't
freshman
thought
Anna
about it in
Stewart.
years.
Number
Yeah.
22, freshman Callie Thurston.
Yeah, it is.
And now the Royal Rebels, number 6, freshman Taylor Williamson.
They've gone to state one time since then. They didn't win any. No, I take that back, 2 times, twice. Because I think like in 86,
Let's get up to make some
they
noise for
win.
your St. Genevieve Dragons! First up, Lieutenant Senior Heritage Next, the Lieutenant Senior number 11, Emma Bosler! Lieutenant Senior number 6, Natalie Bingo! Number 3, Lieutenant Senior Madison Reynolds! Next, number 22, Lieutenant Junior Courtney Lindsay! Number 16, Lieutenant Sophomore Henry Reed! And now the girl for the Dragons, 5-foot senior, number 9, Hannah Eastler.
All right, and that's Mike McDaniel with a lively rendition of the national, or with the starting lineups, and before that, Abby Stolzer with a rousing rendition of the national anthem, living proof that we not only have volleyball talent here, but we have a lot of other talent in a lot of different ways here at St. Genevieve High School, and some of the musical talents that we have here are absolutely outstanding, and she does a great job with the anthem tonight. And we have so many of our kids in the choir program and the band program perform the anthem for us all the time, and they do such a great job.
They do. We're very blessed in our fine arts department here. That is for sure. Some beautiful voices and some wonderful instrumentalists.
All right, we got a huge crowd over here to our right, and a lot of the student body here is decked in pink. And when I say pink, I'm not talking about pink t-shirts. I'm talking about pink, just about everything you can imagine. So
that's minor.
we're
going to say real men can wear pink.
There you go. We got some pink tights over there, and we got some pink wigs, and all kinds of stuff. So here for a good cause, trying to bring awareness for Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and also we made some money in the process and gave some money to the St. John County Hospital. And it's always good to see the students get involved in the community and give back a little bit.
You bet. I don't think it's neat to see the kids are concerned about what happens in their hometown.
All right, so we got Central's gonna serve first, and they service to Hannah Giza with the pass. She's a libero, passes to Riley Miley. Riley sets up Courtney Dunsey. Courtney Dunsey a little deep on that hit, and Central takes a 1-0 lead. And Central back to serve again. We'll try to give you the lineup as we go here. There's the serve. Reynolds with the pass to Meyer. Meyer sets up Emma Balzer. Emma Balzer with the kill. Emma's one of our captains. She's an outside hitter in the front row. She also plays defense in the back row, so she plays the entire game. And she was leading hitter last year, and so far leading hitter again this year. So, and there's some miscommunication there from Central, and it's a 2-1 St. John lead. And Riley Meyer back to serve. Here's the serve by Riley. Dug up, set.
And a lot of miscommunication again on Park Hills right now. The girls don't seem to have it together right now.
Coach Johnson would not be proud of that effort, would she?
Oh, she'd be screaming. That's for sure.
All right, Riley back to serve again. 3-1's the lead. And there's a bad serve receive there by Central, and 4-1, St. Genevieve lead.
It's good to see the consistency in the serving. Riley does a good job serving. She's had a consistent year with that.
Yeah, Riley's the other captain on the team. She's a 3-year starter, and she's played for 4 years and on the varsity level, so she's very experienced. There, Natalie Engel, or that was Emma, excuse me, I think. Emma hit the line there with the free ball over.
She did hit the line. We are good. Riley continues serving.
So the score is now 5-1. And there's the hit by Central. Good hit there.
That was a good hit.
Good passing. Reynolds went sprawling to the floor, but was unable to get it back up. So the score is now 5-2. Central back to serve. There's the pass by Reynolds to the front to Engel. Engel sets up Balzer, blocked at the net, back to Engel. Riley Meyer over on 2. Back to Central. Central lines up for the hit, and that is out. So St. John will rotate and be 6-2.
Good eye, good watch. Hannah knew where she was looking.
All right, so Giza back to serve. Central gets it over on a free ball. Giza, good pass to Meyer. Meyer sets up to the outside on the back. Natalie Engel can't get it down to the ground. Central with another free ball over. Meyer with the set again, this time to Emma Balzer. Emma hits it to the back middle. Central digs it back up. Good dig there by Riley, over to Natalie. And Emma just a little long, didn't snap that wrist.
That's exactly right. Not quite close enough. She didn't get it down. She hit straight forward.
So Central back to serve, 6-3 is the lead for St. Genevieve.
That's it.
Oh, good up there by Emma Balzer, and Riley with the free ball over. Central with the set at the net, and she hits, and that's out.
Good teamwork there. They were helping each other. They watched where they were on the court. They knew where the ball was at all times.
Yeah, good communication there all the way through. Emma back to serve. Central gets it over on 3, and Engel unable to get it up in play, so that'll be a point to Central, and it'll be 7-4 St. John lead. Central back to the service line. There's the serve, there's the pass. Engel sets to Reynolds, and Central did a good job hustling there to try to get it back up, but Reynolds will get credit for the kill. And St. John will go back to the service line. Natalie Engel up 8-4. Engel with the serve, set at the net by Central, pushed over to the back corner. Cheated up just a little too far there, and they saw it, took advantage.
Yep, they did. They definitely saw an open spot. They grabbed what they could, and that's the key to a game, seeing where you can take advantage of them.
That one was borderline, probably would have been out, but Hannah elected to play it, and Reynolds sends it over on a free ball. Central with a back row hit here, and that ball's home run. So that's out on the back line. That's 9-5 St. John. And now sophomore Avery Reeves back to serve. Good serve, a lot of topspin there by Avery, and they're unable to control it. Gonna be 10-5. Avery with the serve again. There's the tip at the net. Good job there by Dunsey.
Awesome
Was
job.
heading right there for that hole, and she was quick on her feet and got up and got it back over to him. So Avery back to serve again. Serving deep middle. Good cross-court hit there by Central. Riley dug it up. Natalie sets. Emma with the free ball over. Tipped at the net. Good save there by Emma. Natalie cross-court set to Madison. She's unable to get it down. Free ball again. St. John's playing a lot of offense here. It's good to see. Constantly on the attack here. Had a lot of good swings at it. Still getting a lot of good swings at it. And Central gets called for net. So they were on the offense the entire time there, Janet.
That was a good rally. They did very well, both teams in that aspect. Net calls are tough. You got to watch your feet.
Well, over on 2 there for Central. Emma to Engel. Engel over to Reynolds. Tipped at the net and dug up by Central. And Central dinks it over and gave him a little change up there over there on the side.
They did. Those are hard to catch sometimes. As intent as you can be trying to watch hands on the other side of the net, sometimes it's hard to catch that quick enough.
All right, here's the serve from Central. St. John's up 12-6. Natalie sets to Dunsey, and ball's
good
blocked
save.
and then back up. Good job by the middle hitter there for Central. And she gets it down, so good point there for number 5.
Yeah, Natalie wasn't quite ready for that one. She wasn't quite ready. The hands went up too quick.
All right, there's the serve by Central. These are not ideal, but they did get it back over with the free ball. Central sets middle again. Good save there by Riley. Just didn't get it up high enough, and Giesler sprawled, but was unable to get it back up. So
Yeah, they're seeing some open spots here. They're seeing the weak points that we have. We need to keep our eyes open.
not a good pass there by Reynolds, and again, Central goes on offense. Natalie gets it up that time, and over to Reynolds. Good hit there by Madison to the far side. Not sure if it would have been in, but it hit the Central player, so therefore it's a point St. John regardless.
This is true. I have to agree with you, Kyle. I don't think it would have been in either, but they grabbed it. Our bonus.
All right, so Reynolds with the serve. Central sets it up to the outside. Good hit there on the outside. Sometimes you just got to tip your hat to the opponent, and they did a good job executing there.
You do. Definitely, they do have some good points to them. They can catch some open spots. They can see where they need to go when they hit it right.
All right, Central back to the service line, 13-9. Reynolds passes to Meyer. Meyer back to Reynolds in the back row. Free ball over. Reynolds plays it to Engel. Engel over to Emma. Courtney smashes it down as the pass comes over the net.
That was good on Courtney's aspect. She was ready and waiting for that to come back. She did an excellent job there.
In the front row right now, we have Natalie Engel, who's setting, and we have Emma Balsler. Excuse me, Natalie and Emma are outside hitters in this rotation. Courtney's in the middle, Courtney Dunsey. And now we got Riley setting to Emma. And there it is, that's a replay.
Once again, Courtney is ready and waiting in that middle position. She's doing a good job.
Yeah, that's a young lady that's worked incredibly hard. She didn't start playing volleyball until 8th grade, I think, or maybe 7th grade. But she was a few years behind, and boy, she's caught up quick.
She
pretty good player.
has. She's done really well. She has really stepped up and has worked very hard to get where she is.
All right, so St. John now has a 16-9 lead. Riley Meyer back to serve. And Central hit on the outside, blocked at the net. Riley gets it up. Natalie the set over to Balsler, and Balsler hammers it down. They're getting some good swings up there in the front.
Yeah, excellent execution there on the girls' part. They each knew their part to play. They knew where the ball was at all times.
Yeah, it's amazing how much solider those hits, more solid, I guess, more solid those hits are when the passing is as crisp as we've seen it here the last few points.
Definitely.
All right, so Reynolds passes to Meyer. Meyer gets it outside to Emma, and Emma smashes it again. So we are executing well here for the last 5 points, and we're on 5-0 run, 18-9.
This always makes me think right here, we have a new person in the court. Peggy J would tell us, aim for that person.
The ball will always find you, they say in baseball all the time. All right, so Engel sets to Madison, and Madison back row hit into the net. And that'll bring it to 18-10. And there's the serve. And there's the hit, slammed down by Courtney Dunsey. 3 kills in that rotation. It's good rotation for her.
That is, they do well when she's in front. They do extremely well.
All right, so Hannah Gieser back to the service line, and she serves deep, and Central's unable to handle it. So that'll be a point for St. John, and that'll be a 21-10 or 20-10 lead. Sorry. Hannah back to serve again. Again, she serves deep, opposite corner this time. Central forced to get it over on a free ball, and a little miscommunication there by St. John.
Yep, I'm not quite ready there. Wasn't quite prepared for it to come over where it came. So.
Yeah, they were looking for it to come over deep because they were forced with the free ball, and she hit it and kind of had some topspin on it and dropped right in front of them. So here we go. Gieser with the pass, perfect up to Meyer, and Avery Reed spikes it, but it's blocked at the net. Good job there by Central, and that's a 20-12 lead now. Good set there by Riley Meyer.
Awesome job
Wow.
there. Great execution. Riley knew what she had to do.
Yeah, that was a very tight pass, tight to the net, and Riley went up with one hand and managed to tip it back a little bit. And
Emma stepped up beautifully and getting it over the net where it needed to be.
yeah, those two have played a lot of volleyball together over the years, not just for St. John, but they've played club ball together for a long time, and they've both been playing varsity since, well, Riley played some as a freshman, but
Yeah.
actually I think Emma might have too. So
They learn how to read each other. They know each other moves.
Yep. All right, there's a tip at the net. Emma plays it to Meyer. Meyer to Reynolds. We'll see if that was a tip. Nope. So that was out. I thought it might have been tipped at the net, but it wasn't. So 21-13 lead here for St. John. Served by Central. Gieser with the pass to Engel. Engel over to Meyer. Central retrieves, gets it back over. There's a pass by Emma Balzer to Riley, over to Madison. Central gets it up at the net. Good job getting it back. And Engel looks to hit that back corner, but she's just out by just a couple inches. But it was a good call there by the
Yeah,
refs.
Park Hills did a good job when they set that back over the net. They knew that corner was open. They were going to challenge us on that one. Emma did a good job backing up and grabbing it.
All right, here's a serve by Central again. Pass up to Engel. Engel over to Reynolds. Good cross-court hit there. She took the angle. All right, we got a substitution here. Senior Tess Bowman is coming in for Madison Reynolds in the 22-14 contest. And here's Engel with the serve. Central to the outside, and Hannah gets her hand on it, is unable to get it back up.
Yeah, flung her hand out. She didn't quite have it prepared for that one. That one kind of went off the side of her.
Ooh, that one probably was going a little deep and ended up against the back wall, and that'll be a point for Central. And it's 22-16 game. All right. There's a little dink there by Bowman. She almost found a spot, but they were able to sprawl to the ground and get it. And now Bowman again with the set and try that deep push again, and they're unable to succeed. And Riley playing a little ping pong here.
A good volley going right here. The girls are moving.
Ooh. Natalie had a good idea there, but I think she got a little too much, a little more than she wanted to. Good hit there by Central, hitting that back line.
They did an excellent job. They hit it in a perfect spot. It was a good volley between both teams there.
22-17 lead. Sam Bowman's checked into the game as well. There's a pass to the back row. Emma hits it. Not able to get it to the ground. Emma with the pass up to Engel. Engel back to Riley. Riley unable to get it down. Bowman gets it back over on one. Central has a chance to get over the free ball, and they do. Riley Meyer pass to Engel. Engel over to Tess Bowman, and she hit a good hit, but she won't get credit for the kill because they called net first, but that was
But that was good, yes.
perfectly executed ball there.
That was beautiful. They did a very good job.
But they get the point, and I'm sure Tess and Coach Hess will both tell you that that's all that matters is the team success. So
You bet. It's a team effort here.
Tess has success. I think I just made a poem, Janet. All right, so Reynolds digs it up to Engel. Back sets over to Meyer. Meyer with the over, and Central's unable to handle it. So that'll bring us to set point as it's 24-17 here in the first set.
Now we want to just see them execute this final point.
Avery Reed to serve. Serves the back corner. Central with the free ball over. Avery with the pass up to Natalie. Natalie to Courtney Dunsey, and Courtney gets another kill.
Once again, she's done an awesome job this evening, stepping up in the middle.
It's a good set there for St. Genevieve, and they come away with a 25-17 win in the Pink Night contest, where we're honoring the 35th anniversary team, as well as the 1979 team, the team that preceded them. And Janet, one comment you made earlier really stands out to me. You said Coach Johnson would always tell us when a new person came into the game that you would pick on them. And it's funny how the great coaches, and Peggy Johnson by any standard, if you ask around town, is a great coach. They always manage to state the obvious sometimes, but you know it's not always obvious until somebody actually does state it.
It is. Peggy had some key things that she always asked. Well, she would call it fresh meat. As new players would step on the court, she said, they're not ready. You nail them, she would always tell you. She had a tendency too, just like a lot of coaches do, which I've seen today. If she had a certain spot, she made us always practice our serves, which I see a lot of our girls do already. They know how to aim those serves. That was something Peggy was very intent on. She wanted to be able to tell you, I want it in this position, serve it here. You had to be able to do that. You know, that was something we worked very hard on because that gave us the edge. She knew the weak players. She could see something we couldn't on the court, so that's what a coach does.
Right, and being a great coach, a lot of people think it means, you know, doing something innovative and coming up with some new thing that nobody's ever seen before, but really it's about execution and repetition and teaching those kids to really trust their skill set and do the things that they know they can do instead of teaching them to do things that maybe they can't do. So
That is a definite. I tell you what, Kyle, just real quick, when I first started volleyball with Peggy as a freshman, it was intense, and she worked your tail off to see if you could stand it. She wanted to make sure that you were going to be able to sustain through her coaching.
yeah. And fortunately, you guys stuck together and you stuck it out. And I think as a result of that toughness, you guys ended up being a pretty successful group. And I think all of the ladies that I talked to earlier today would attribute not all of their success, because you know a lot of it comes from your own hard work and your own personal desire and the bond you build with your teammates. But you know, coaching has a lot to do with it, and you know, coaching is responsible for a lot of that team building and a lot of that personal drive too. You
That
got to
is a definite.
figure out how to get the most out of people.
You got it.
All right, so here we go, starting the second set. Madison serves. That's blocked to the net by Riley, and looks like it's down on Central's side.
They couldn't quite execute all the way. They didn't know where to go with the net over there.
All right, so Madison's back. 1-0 lead for St. John here. Central sets it up. Madison, little much on the hit, but they get it back over. Emma with the pass. Engel with the set. Riley tipped at the net. Good job there by Central to get it back over. Pass by Engel. Meyer, secondary set to Dunsey. Unable to get it to the ground. That ball's hit over, but out. And it'll be 2-0 St. John.
Good eye for Riley. She knew exactly where she was on the court. She knew that ball was going to be out.
All right, so Madison's back for the third point. It should be 2-0. The scoreboard says 1-1. Oh, they changed it. All right, so Central to hit on the outside. Dug up by Engel. Good set by Riley Meyer, and Emma Balzer hammers it home.
Beautiful execution completely there, from the pass, the set, the spike. That was beautiful to watch.
And that set was perfect location for Emma. She's got really good hops, and she was able to set her up far enough off the net to where she could get on top of that ball and really get that. And there it is again.
You got it.
Well, she's swinging it tonight. She had a couple out early in the game, but she's been on point since. All right, so Reynolds serves the back row, and Central gets it over, tipped at the net, and it bounces at the net. This is a third hit here. Riley had to go over with that one. I think the timing was a little off because of that net core.
Yeah, I think the ball just sat a little bit there. The girls weren't sure what was going to happen.
All right, so it's 4-1 ball game here. There's the serve. Set, back set there by Riley, and that ball paints the line. Is that Engel or Dunsey?
That was Dunsey on that
Dunsey.
one. Yeah.
She's had a good game here tonight.
She has had a really good game tonight.
All right, 5-1. And Riley's sets have been superb throughout both sets here. And that time she gets him with the serve. So it's 6-1. Riley serves, back corner. Central gets it to the middle, and Reynolds unable to get it back out.
Yeah, this is where it gets a little tough, Kyle, as having coached at one point in time, you automatically want to start yelling.
All right, and that ball's out. Central gets it right back. Fortunately for me, I've never coached volleyball and know very little, so I'm just going to rely on you to do the important stuff here.
Yeah, it's you know, in reffing for as many years as I did, I have a tendency to watch the hands and see how they set the ball, see what's a push, what's not a push, and so you know, it's a habit that's hard to break once you've done it so many years.
We'll get this other hat on. You're doing a pretty good job, I might add. We'll take you. All right, there's another hammer.
That was
home.
good.
Hammer home by Emma Balzer, set up again by Riley. And that's an 8-2 lead for St. John.
Yeah, unfortunately, the Park Hills girl was set in her feet. She couldn't move.
All right, so there's a hit out by Park Hills. Another point to St. John. That's a 9-2 ball game. and Central's going to call a timeout.
And this is where they need to take advantage of that. I mean, as a coach, you're looking at that other team and you're paying attention to who's making the errors here, who's the one who's screwing up. Those are the people you want to focus on. Those are the people you want to hit and serve to constantly until they get their groove back in. That's a definite. As a coach, that's what I would do is intensify that with the girls and really build them up. They're doing a good job and say, look, this is the girl on the other team that you really need to pay attention to. So let's focus on her and really slam her for a while.
Man, that's cruel, Gianna.
I know it sounds bad, doesn't it?
Hey,
it's part of the game.
It's part
It
of
is.
the competing, and you're always looking for advantages. And
Well, you
that's
want
definitely
to
one of
take
them.
advantage of their weakness. Anybody does that. Any athlete does that in any sport. You take advantage of the other team's weakness.
All right, there's a serve by Giesler. Good pass there by Central that time. Giesler with a good pass back. Riley with the set all the way to the other side. And again, the Balsler and those two co-captains have teamed up repeatedly here in the second set.
They have got, as I would say, they have got their groove on between the two of them. They have done an awesome job this evening.
All right, here's Giesler back to serve. There's a block at the net there. They had a double block set up between Avery and Emma, and Central pushed it right back over to him. And
Yeah, that's, Avery's a good little player. She's got some awesome serves. She's decent at the net, but that's her inexperience a little bit still. Just not quite familiar with what to do on some of those situations.
all right, so now we had Emma over here on the opposite side. She attempted to kill there, didn't get it down. Now Natalie Engel gets a shot at it, can't get it down. Giesler pass to Riley, again to Balsler. Good passing here by St. John. They're transitioning well from defense to offense. And
Madison did a good job there. She was in the back row. She knew exactly what she had to do when she picked that up.
good rally here, tipped at the net. Giesler with the pass, Riley with the bump set, tipped at the net. Central got that up too. Boy,
This is
good defense.
very good on both sides. They are very intense. Oh,
And blocked in the middle. Avery Reed's blocked in the middle. Boy, that was a good point. And like we talked about earlier, sometimes you just got to tip your hat, and no one's at fault on that play. Just good
just
play
good
by both
play.
teams.
You got it. You got it.
All right, so 10-4 is your score. St. John does have the lead. Riley Myers back set to Emma Balsler, and good timing there. And boy, she's a pretty good athlete on top of being a pretty smart player.
You know, it's kind of funny. I've known Emma pretty much all her life, and she played at the little parochial school that she went to prior to coming to St. John, and they intensely loved her. I guarantee.
I can imagine. She came here as a freshman, and she was, I don't want to say she was varsity ready, but she was talented enough to where Coach Drum, who was coach at the time, and we felt comfortable enough to put her in that rotation.
She has a talent that she has definitely utilized.
All right, so Emma back to serve. Hit over there. Pass to Riley Meyer. Engel at the net, and she's blocked at the net. Central's doing a good job up there in the front line, getting her hands up.
That was a good block. That's on our fault on that one, though. As playing, you always got to be ready for those blocks. There was no one back there ready to pick up that block, and that block caught us off guard.
All right, so Central back to serve. Good up there by Riley. Good set, and Reynolds hammers it down. Net cord hits the middle hole there.
That's when you always say, I did that one on purpose.
Yeah, she planned it. There's no
You
doubt
bet.
about it. I guarantee if you ask her tomorrow, she'll say she did.
You bet.
All right, so they're tipped at the net there by Avery. Back set back to Riley, and she hits that same hole. Good play there by Riley. She's a smart player.
She is a smart player. She knows how to look on the other side of the court, where the best place is to place that ball.
All right, so Natalie Engel now back to serve. She serves over, and Central receives. Set to the outside, and Central gets it down. Same hole, opposite side there. It's tough to cover both that hole and those back corners. When they hit those back corner a couple times in the first set, and it kind of makes you play a little more honest, and you lose that.
And
short
yeah,
ball
it is.
open.
The corners are hard to hit. And, you know, with that libero, Hannah does a good job, but that is a tough thing. When you've got that back row, you've got a lot of area to cover. You have to learn to really be able to hit the floor.
All right, so here we go, and that one hits the ground for Central, and it's a 14-7 lead. (15-7) actually, sorry. There's the up there by Emma Balzer, set across by Natalie, and hammered home by Courtney Dunsey.
Now, see, that was interesting. I watched that, and even when my girls played, they did this too. That ball hit that net on that serve. When I played, you couldn't do that. That ball hit that net, the ball went to the other team.
Yeah, several rule changes.
Lots of rule
since you've been
changes.
here, and one of them you mentioned earlier with the scoring style. We'll do all rally scoring now, where every ball is a point, and the net core on the serve has obviously changed. Play to 25 instead of 15, and Riley gets it down.
Good job in just tipping it where it was wide open. That was awesome. Yeah, a lot of things have changed in the sport. I mean, even prior to when I played, I remember talking to girls older than me, because back then they had two hit. So a lot of changes through the history of volleyball. It's interesting to look back and see.
They've also introduced the libero position, probably within the last, what do you say, about 20 years maybe? 15 to 20 years?
Probably, yeah, I would say probably around 15 years. The libero position's been a really good position for a volleyball team. I know we had defense. We did a lot of subbing, a lot of rotations in for people. So the libero really gives a team a benefit of getting someone in there who can truly execute and do a good job at it constantly.
Yeah, those teams that have that one superior defender, that really puts them in an advantage, because they essentially get to play two different rotations.
Yeah, well, and I know the subbing has changed today as what it was back then. It was tough, because when you got caught at the end of a game and your substitutions are out, you're with who's ever on the court.
Right.
You know, and it's rare that you run into that now with the idea of having a libero.
All right, so we do have some changes in the game here as Courtney Dunsey tries to hit that back corner, but it's out. Sam Bumgardner has come into the game. Cameron Gettinger was in the game just a minute ago. So Coach Hess trying to work some fresh bodies in the game, and she's got a luxury this year. She's got a very deep team and a senior-led team. Got a lot of juniors involved in that too, but she's definitely got a lot of players that are more than capable of stepping in.
Which is awesome. You want that. You want to be able to rotate these girls in. You want to give them some opportunity when you're ahead like this, and let them experience being on the court and playing at this level. The more you can do that, the better off your team will be as time goes on.
Right, and as we say that, Darren Brown comes in, play defense, and you know, a lot of these girls are underclassmen, and like you talked about, they're going to have to step up, and they're going to have to be part of the contributing team next year, if not before. You know, you never know when injuries are going to happen or somebody has an off night.
Oh, that happens a lot. That is true. You got to be able to step in and be ready, and sometimes that can be a scary point if you've never been in the game that much. So this is good for them to get this play time in here and really experience, and they got a lot of good support out there. These older girls are very supportive of these younger girls.
Yeah, this team has some pretty good chemistry, and we talked about that senior leadership, and they definitely have a lot of seniors, and all of them, not just good volleyball players, but good people and great students, and they're not only leaders out here, but they're leaders in the school as well.
You got it. They're leaders outside of this area, which is the best part. It's when you can step away from a sport and really support the community and friends. That says a lot for us. That says a lot for these girls.
Yeah, I look out there. There's a lot of NHSers out there. There's a lot of SUCO members. There's class officers, and it's awesome to see these kids. And this is homecoming week, and you know, these kids are just run ragged, and you know, to see them come out tonight and execute and perform the way they are with all the distractions going on and with all the activity and I'm sure tired bones that they have, they're still coming out and giving it 100%.
It's a tough week for all the kids. I know it's a tough week for these volleyball girls. This week is always a busy week. They always have 3 games homecoming week. So it's an intense week for them, and it always amazes me how they manage through it.
they call the net
Net
violation
call
there
there.
on Avery.
She's got almost a whole fresh team in here.
Yeah, we got Addie Stiegel now in the back row. We've got Sam Bumgarner still in there. Tess Bowman, who played some in the first sets, in there as well. So I think they've worked everybody in, and I'm sure she's going to continue to work some of them in some more. Score is 23-13. Camry Gettinger is coming in now. She's a senior. She's coming in to serve. There's the serve to the back corner. Retrieved by Central. Over. Emma Balzer with the pass. Set to Avery by Camry Gettinger. Back to Camry now again. Over to Tess. Good hit there.
And she caught Park Hills off guard there. They weren't quite ready for that. Her feet were planted. She wasn't ready to move, and she couldn't get there in time.
All right, and here comes Camry again with the serve, and that's game point. It's going to be 25-13 win here, and the student body will line up. So the players will come over and they'll team up with the cheerleaders, also decked out in their pink. Student bodies facing them, and here we go. All right, so that's Loyal and True, the alma mater. Janet, did you guys sing that back in the day?
Actually, no, we didn't,
did
but
not.
I love this tradition. It's a beautiful tradition.
I know they had it in the 60s, I believe, and then it went away. It had it through the early 70s, and I know it went away for a while, and it was brought back in the 80s, I guess, after you were gone, and then it went away again in the 90s, and now it's back. It keeps
It resurfaces off and on. That's okay. That's why we recycle traditions.
Yeah, that's what it's all about. So we will have Coach Hess come up here in a little bit, and but Janet, it's been awesome. It's great to celebrate great things, and you guys were definitely part of a great thing here and a great tradition. You guys have really set the stage, and there she is, the woman of the hour right there, Janet Meyer-Schwint, class of 1981.
Been a lot of fun. I've enjoyed it tremendously. Thank you very much for inviting me.
Well, no problem. Anytime. You're welcome back anytime. In
Well-
fact, you can have my job.
Well, I don't know about that, but I might take advantage of it once in a
All
while.
right.
All
Well,
right.
you did an amazing job, and thank you very much. I'll let you go enjoy your time and maybe greet some of your old teammates again. So,
Thank you, Kyle.
Thank you. So that was Janet Meyer-Schwint, and we're very grateful that she was able to join us, and she did an amazing job, as I knew she would. I've had the opportunity to work with Janet for probably over a decade now, and I've gotten to know her really well in several different positions that she's had here, and she's a great attribute to our district and does great things with our technology department now. So we thank her very much, and Coach Hess is still down there dilly-dallying. All right, sorry, I had a business transaction, and now I see why Coach Hess is not up here yet. She's got an alumni down there, a little more recent than what we celebrated tonight, but Lane Devine's down there, and she is, I believe, in the Navy. So it's great to see her back, and I know Coach Hess thought a lot about her. She was an assistant when Lane played here, and they developed a really strong relationship, and it's always good as a coach to keep those relationships long after the playing days, and to see that out there is really cool. So we understand that she's not up here yet, as now she runs in her high heels to try to get here as soon as possible. So we appreciate her effort, and while we're waiting on her to get up here, we will tell you that we will be broadcasting the football game tomorrow. Mark Gibson and Rob Coleman are going to bring you that game. It is homecoming for all of you that are interested in coming to homecoming tomorrow. The parade is at 5 o'clock. If you're in the parade, we ask that you be there by 4 o'clock. The parade route is the same as it's been for years. We go down Washington Street and all the way down to Main Street, and then we come back up Merchant, and we kind of zigzag there, end up on Market Street, and then back basically to Washington Street into the back to the school parking lot. So we hope to see a lot of you there at the parade and or at the football game. We also have a chili supper between the two events, so you're always welcome for that. That's a band booster event, so if you want to come by and support the band, that would be a good way to do it. So now Coach Hess is here, and Coach Hess, good game tonight. Girls look pretty sharp, pretty crisp, and we celebrated a pretty cool thing out there.
Yeah, it was a good night. We had a great crowd. If you were here, or you saw probably on the camera how much pink was in the gym tonight, the Spirit crowd really came out. The whole student body was involved in tonight's game, and I think it really pumped up my girls, and we played a good game.
Yeah, they really executed well. I thought your setting was excellent, and of course you can't set if you don't pass well. But I thought the last game I watched, the net, there was a little inconsistency with the setting, and it was a little tied to the net, and gave the hitters a little hard time. But tonight it seemed like it was far enough off the net that the kids were able to get good swings at it and not be worried about being in the net. So
yeah, it was a total team effort out there tonight. Our passes were pretty solid, our sets were good. Our team they were on their toes and ready to roll, and got the ball in the down.
Yeah, defensively I thought we really transitioned well from defense to offense, and were able to get those passes off the ground and up to where they needed to be setters.
Right.
We had the 35th anniversary tonight, and those ladies were very complimentary of your team and the way they were treated when they came in. I know a lot of the current players had a chance to mingle a little bit with the former players, and it's always good to see that interaction between the people that kind of laid the groundwork and then those that are kind of reaping the benefits now.
Yeah, it was good to see all those ladies here. I knew quite a few of them, but there was a few I didn't know. It's good for them to all come together, and, some of them made far trips to be here tonight. And, I'm really glad that my girls got to interact with them, and they put on a good show for them.
All right, well, on a night where we celebrate the 35th anniversary, and we celebrate that in the Peggy J. Johnson gym, and Coach Johnson was obviously a great coach, and she passed the torch down to Dennis Drum, and now Dennis Drum has passed it down to Jess Hess, and Jess is in her second year, and she's been very successful so far, and we wish her the best of luck going forward in the future.
Thank you.
All right, have a good night, Coach Hess, and
You
thank
too.
you very much for joining us. All right, just to go over the night, we had a 2-set win here by St. Genevieve. We celebrated the 35th anniversary of the 1980 volleyball team and 1979 team as well. And we will be back with you tomorrow night to do the homecoming football game. And next Monday, we invite you to join in. Those of you volleyball fans out there, we invite you to join in. We will bring you live play-by-play coverage of the Valley St. John game, which is always an event. And with me on that night will be Dennis Drum doing the colors. So we hope to see you back in one of those two views. And until then, thank you for joining SGDragons TV, and have a good evening.